Hi, this is Vilashi. Welcome to African Time. All right, let's discuss Africa, shall we? Do you know that English proficiency is something that is being ranked among countries in the world and also Africa too? Do you know that? Well, this 2024 year's English proficiency list has been dropped, and African countries were listed among the global ranking. Now, since I only discuss African and African countries, let's see which African country is said to have the highest English proficiency in 2024. Are you ready for this? Well, my name is Virashi. As I said, let's have some African time. Shall we? Let's go. Okay, so it was shared by the African narratives. So they shared this. This says English proficiency across African countries. Among 113 countries, these were the global rankings. Now, we are going to dive inside, okay? Let's go. So, number 9 in the global ranking is South Africa. So, South Africa is said to be the number 9th global ranking with the highest English proficiency, and also the number 1 in Africa. Number 2 is Kenya in Africa, but number 19th in globally. Number 3 is Nigeria, but number 27th globally. Number 4 is Ghana, but 34th globally. Number 5th is Uganda, but 47th globally. Number 6 is Tunisia, but 63rd globally. Number 7th is Tanzania, but 67th globally. Number 8th is Ethiopia, but 69th globally. Number 9th is Morocco, but 76th globally. And then number 10 is Algeria, but 77th globally. Number 11th is Madagascar, but 78th globally. Number 12 is Egypt, but 83rd globally. Number 13 is Malawi, but 86th globally. We have number 14 Cameroon, that's a joint place, and they are having 94th. They are 94 globally. It's joined between Senegal and then Cameroon though. They are all both 94th globally, but they are also topping number 4th and number 14th and 15th though. So at number 16 we have Sudan, and then they are 97th globally. Number 17th in Africa is Angola, and number 18th in Africa is also Benin. They are joint, but they are all both having 101, that is 101 both in global ranking. So number 19 in Africa is Somalia. Somalia have 105 English proficiency. Number 20 is Cote d'Ivoire with 107 in global ranking. Number 22 is Rwanda with 109. Number 23 is Libya with 110, and then number 24 in Africa is Democratic Republic of Congo with a global ranking of 113. So these rankings here are said to be Africa's highest English proficiency in 2024 ranking. Now, was your country mentioned here? How good is your country's English proficiency is? How good are you guys with when it comes to the English language? I know we are all not English, we are all not English countries, but some of us were based on our colonization by the English. We end up having English as one of our official languages or part of our official languages. So, if English is part of your official language, are you part of this list? South Africa is here, Kenya is here, Nigeria is here, Ghana is here, Uganda is also here. Was your country there? That is the question. Let me know in the comment section if your country was there. No, share your country's flag, and so let me see and give a shout out to your country too. Now, let's actually dive inside and see more reasons why or how they got about with these rankings and these countries to be listed here. Let's go. So they says, note this. This is not meant to rank overall English proficiency. It is especially looks only at English. Countries that rank lower is likely due to English not being a primary or widely spoken languages of choice. Okay, that is a very good claim. Okay, they are saying that you have to know this. This is actually only based or ranked only based on English, not just language proficiency, but English actually. And it says that it will also have effect if your country is an English speaking country or they have English as an official language in your country. That is at least a basic language that people actually speaks. That is how come your country can also rise to the occasion. So they say globally the top 5 were Netherlands, Singapore, Australia, Denmark, and then Norway. I know some of you will come here and argue that why is no UK in the USA? Well, those people are actually said to be English, or they are the real English people, or they speak the English, there is their language. But the rest of us that are actually learning it or doing their best, that's where they will start from, okay? So that is why you have Netherlands being number 1, Singapore and then Australia, Denmark, and Norway being the top 5 most English proficiency in the world. Very good. Let's continue with this. Now, let's see the criteria to this list. So we said that this list is according to Education First, that is an international education company that specializes in language training. The study was based on a recent English Proficiency Index, that is EPA, which took into account 2.1 million adults in 113 countries and ranked them based on a scoring system and 5 different subsets. Very good. So that is how come they got this. So it was done by the what the name here? It was done by English Proficiency Index, and it was done by the Education First, that is an international education company that specializes in that. So Education First did this, and then they also got in, or they also went in for English Proficiency Index that they added to them, and also had 2.1 million others people who they also used them for their survey from 113 countries to come by with this. And then they also came with 5 different subsets that they also added up to got as this ranking. Okay, so this was it. It was done by the Education First. You can check out their page, and also English Proficiency Index to actually see the score and how come they got this. Although I went to their site and they're not actually sharing most of their credentials or credits or how they got these kind of things, because I think they are trying to I don't know, not let people also do the same ranking with them, but that is how far they got. Okay, so that is how it is. But now let's see some chart here. So this chart here is the very high English proficiency. You have number 1 is Netherlands, Singapore, Australia, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Belgium, Portugal, then South Africa, Germany, Croatia, then Greece. So the top 12 best English proficiency, we have South Africa being at number 9. Okay, and then so we have high proficiency. We had only the countries that were from Africa were Kenya and then Nigeria having high proficiency. So South Africa was having very high proficiency, and they are number 9. And then high proficiency were Kenya at number 19, and then Nigeria at number 27 on the global ranking. And then at moderate proficiency, we had Ghana being 34 on the global ranking, and then Uganda being 47 on the global ranking. So Ghana are said to have moderate English proficiency. Nigeria are said to have a high English proficiency, that is Nigeria and then Kenya. And then South Africa are said to have very high English proficiency in the global ranking. That is how come they got these. Okay, so hope you guys have learned something here, and I also got to know what is happening around the globe with Africa. But when this was shared, you know, some people are not going to be happy. Okay, some Africans were not happy about this. They were like, yo, wait a minute, we are also learning English too. Why were you not here? Well, let's see some comments here. This is from a Zimbabwean. He's saying that without the Zimbabwe on the list, that is a lie. Well, that is Zimbabwean though. He's saying that without the Zimbabweans, this list is a lie. This one also says, wow, I thought Ghana speaks English better than Nigeria though. That is a Ghanaian. He's saying that he thought that Ghana were actually good when it comes to English than Nigeria, but he thought wrong. Okay, again, this one also says, nice. I think all the earlier British colonized are proficient in English. Even in India, most of us study in English medium schools. Well, this is an Indian. He's saying that he thinks that most of the countries that were listed here were because of they being colonized by the English. That is how come they all end up having best or good English proficiency in their various country rankings. Very good then. And then lastly, this one also says, I never knew English was studied in so many countries. Well, that was him. He's saying that he never knew English was that much studied by so many countries. Well, so there you have it. These countries listed here are said to be the world's best or most English proficiency spoken in the world. And then there are your Africa's top 24 highly English proficiency countries. Where South Africa was leading the list. South Africa number 9 on globally, but they are also number 1 on Africa continent, with Kenya being number 2, Nigeria being number 3, Ghana being number 4, and then Uganda being number 5. So 1 Southern Africa, 2 Eastern Africa, then 2 Western Africa. You guys are doing great. Okay, shout out to you guys all, and every country that was listed here, shout out to you guys all. Now my name is Vilashi, and I was here to share with you some interesting facts about Africa and the African continent. Hope you have learned something new. Don't forget to share, comment, most importantly comment, subscribe, and then hit the bell button for more interesting facts about Africa. Let's continue having some African time. See you guys around.